1, 2, 3, go.
Oh, you know what? I saw something the other day. Here, catch this. Catch this.
Catch this. What is that? Whoever says that? Catch this? Are you throwing something at me?
I was in a urinal, actually at your girls' bar on down here in Galveston.
Who are you talking to?
You, Austin.
How do I know that?
I was at a bar called the Pelican and the Shark.
Okay, there we go.
And in the bathroom,
details.
They had what movie? Like here's a list of quotes. It's 101 classics quotes from movies, and you have to guess the one it is. I thought it was kind of a cool urinal poster to have up. Let's see if you guys can guess the top one.
Oh, God, I feel dumber for listening to that sentence.
They may take our lives. They will never take our freedom.
It's Braveheart. Come on.
I've never seen Braveheart.
Really?
No. It looked cool, but no.
It's all right. It's long, right?
I just feel like we peaked with Gladiator. Like,
your internet's real bad or something.
Mine is.
He's at a hotel.
Yeah. Well, I'm on my phone, actually.
Oh. I found this today on the internet, and I have to share this with you before I forget.
Let Abe finish his movie quote thing. You can present it, but Abe, continue.
A liger, it's pretty much my favorite animal. It's like a lion and a tiger mixed, bred for its skills and magic. Oh, my God.
We're talking about movies, so...
That's good.
Can we 100%... Is that a sticker that you can get?
It's a poster.
Everything can be a sticker.
I want that as a sticker and a poster.
I just like that someone put Catherine Zeta-Jones on the fucking poster.
Yeah, dog.
All right, back to what you're saying. We're done here. There's so many.
Oh, there's so many threat level midnight movie posters. This is some Jason Bourne.
Basin Jorn. Anyways, Abe, talk to our guest or something. Jesus Christ. I just saw you the other day.
I know. It was great. We
talked to Austin's the guest today.
We'd like to welcome Austin Brown to the podcast.
JT's a part of the podcast now.
Yeah.
Hey, I always feel like part of the podcast.
You should.
Exactly.
I've been on
here. Austin's the guest.
I've been on here a few times.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think we've left more podcasts on the cutting room floor that you've been on because we were just like, oh, well, this is over.
Yeah.
He's been on more podcasts than I have.
There's been a few rough ones.
I don't think so, but... So
where were you at recently, JT?
Well, we're gonna get into his goat hunt here in a minute.
What is happening?
Someone sent me a video. Hold on.
I was about to ask you a question specifically, and just, I wanted to hear your take on the last hunt of the year.
Remember
J-Rod,
that time that we were at that cool little brewery in Arlington, and y'all were dick riding Ryan Busey so hard? Y'all thought
dick riding.
Cool. Y'all thought that Busey...
Dick riding.
I don't think that's ever been the case.
I have never...
Pretty sure it
dick
was.
rodin Ryan Busey.
Well, I'm pretty sure he spoke in front of everybody for BHA. I remember.
Yeah.
He was like...
He did.
Saying hi to everybody. Like, big thing that he was there.
Was that when he was anti-gun and the director of sales for Kimber? I think it was.
I mean, he's always been anti-gun.
He just hadn't come out as anti-gun yet.
That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. You were anti-gun and then work for a gun manufacturer.
I need to send y'all some of our private messages on Instagram because they're pretty funny.
Between you and Ryan Busey?
Mm-hmm. He knows I'm not a fan.
Good.
He responds though, so hey, I give him props. Like, he's never blocked me. He's never blocked me, and he responds to me. So,
well, that's a positive. Anybody who's going to be willing to stand.
He wasn't listening.
That he never blocks Ryan. Ryan Bussey never blocks him. Always responds to him. You're worse than my fucking wife, dude. Okay, let me tell you that right now.
We lost him. Both of us.
Where did this aggression come from? Jesus Christ!
I mean, I'm being picked on here. I'm cornered and I'm
no
fighting
one's
back.
picking on you right now.
Yeah, I'm fighting back. I'm tired of it.
We're trying to get you to finish your story, bro.
I was commenting on the end of a JT story.
I was just saying.
All right, top 5. All right, JT. Top 5 topics from the State of the Union. Go.
Yeah, I didn't watch it. No, not at all.
Neither did I.
I mean, he can't form a sentence. Why would I watch it? I watch the little TikToks of him like stumbling through his words, but yeah, zero reason
Pretty
to
good.
watch that.
Yeah, I didn't watch a second of it either. So, this little girl is acting a fool right now. So, sorry everybody for the dog in the background. That's Olive.
Try again, buddy. That's not her name.
Burrito.
Thank you.
Get out of here. All right. Well, I don't know if I've talked about it on the podcast. Maybe I have. Yeah, I guess I was when I was up there getting her. We had a podcast, but Olive is now in the house, and if you're a social media follower of ours, making headway in Cornerstone. She's got place and sit down fairly well. So we're working on the 52 plus program for Cornerstone Gundog Academy, and it's been pretty good so far.
Good.
Haven't taught her how to not bark when I'm on a podcast, but maybe that's the next trick we'll learn. So, Jared, how did you? What did you think about that last time of the year?
Let's see. Where do I start?
Be very careful with the details.
It was good.
Man, always just a wealth of information and knowledge. Thank you, Jared.
You said be careful about details.
I'm personally overwhelmed with these knowledge.
Whoa. Slow down. Okay,
I'm gonna
one
take
at a
a minute,
time.
guys.
One at a time. So when you say
Let me
it
get
was,
my notepad. I need to take notes.
yeah, get your notepad out.
God.
I will say that my hand has still got like splotchy red spots from mosquito bites.
And that wasn't even bad.
Yeah, I mean,
was
like
good.
they don't itch or anything like that. I just like fucking look like I have a skin disease now, and I feel like it's plausible for the size of those fucking things. Sleeping in Austin's truck was not the best, but at least I got some sleep that night. That was cool.
Yeah.
No one died in the boating incident. That was also cool. And no one was injured.
BTK, bro.
I've thought more about this green wing teal, and I'm not sure I'm going to put it on the wall. I just feel weird because it's not the one I shot. Like, I feel like I should shoot the bird and put it on the wall.
You should.
Yeah, so I'm probably just going to breast it out. But yeah, it was a fun hunt.
Pluck that thing, pluck that thing and put it into a stew or something.
A stew?
A stew. Duck stew.
Duck stew.
Muktuk.
Yeah, hanging out, and we ate really good that night. I appreciate Glenn throwing down on food for sure.
100% the very best jalapeno popper I've ever had.
The poppers were super tight,
no question.
But I'm just a big fan of boudin, so I was really stoked that your brother brought some boudin. That shit was good.
That fool is on a 100% cannot come across the Texas border without bringing boudin mandate. We're bootlegging it.
And then I had
dog.
preemptively, got me a candy bar. I forget. I think I shared it with someone.
Maybe Andrew.
I only have. Probably. But it's fun.
It was a good hunt.
I shot, this season we talked about it. I was worried about it because last year I was I didn't have the bug. I didn't want to hunt at all, and I was kind of shooting like shit. And then this year just kind of turned back on and was shooting much better. And I smoked this fucking Gadwall hen like I felt like it would have been, some hunting show bullshit, like flying across, taking off, and just smoked it. And your brother saw it, which I was like, I'm glad someone saw me get this shot on this bird. But yeah, I've got a bunch of. I'm thankfully done with all those fucking blue shells. Those fucking god awful blue shells.
That's when I started shooting better. When I took those out and put new ones in.
I'm impressed with those Monarchs. Honestly, they were cheap as shit, but they did better than them fucking Rios for sure.
Glenn shot the shit out of them. Glenn and Andrew shot the shit out of them this year, and they did fine.
Yeah, I'm all about it.
The Monarchs?
Yeah. I think, I bought, number 4s. I shot a lot of number 4 this year. But,
That is neat.
yeah, it was a good hunt, man. I had a good time. I told Glenn that I would do a formal redaction on the podcast and say, I take back my previous statement about the walk. I got a snippet, not even the full experience me and your brother did, and it fucking sucked. I clocked it with my watch, and it was 9.2 or 0.92 miles that me and him did. We didn't even do a mile. And it wouldn't even... The conditions weren't anything like what y'all went through, and it was still shitty. So
it is not fun walking around in that stuff.
No, I was thankful that we had the boats and other things, and we got to where we needed to go.
Yeah, it's nice. But you guys will have to come back down next year. I think we're going to come up there for opener, North Zone opener.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. What is that split this year? Was it like a week difference?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. We start before you, I think. I forget.
I think so. Which doesn't make sense to me. But
Yeah, I would think it'd be the other way around, but whatever.
But it's kind of convenient down here to be able to, because the line is the 10, so it's just like, okay, well, I'll just hunt north of 10 today, and next week I'll hunt south of 10. So it's kind of an easy transition for you to be able to hunt kind of both pretty easily. But
Yeah.
I think we're going to come up to North Texas and do some hunting.
I think my big thing this next year, though, is, I didn't go whitetail at all. I mean, normally we go down to Jordan's, and I didn't even try to do... Well, I'm kind of glad I didn't do... I talked about it and getting an actual bow this past year and just didn't do it. And so now I think it's, time to, shit or get off the pot, get a bow and start fucking practicing with it and get ready and try to do some bow hunting out at the farm.
Your boy JT here is the guy to talk to. He's an assassin.
Yep.
Shit. Last arrow I shot.
He's like one of them elves from. What's
Say
that?
that again. I couldn't hear you.
Oh, I said the last arrow I shot in an elk didn't end up very well. It was bad news. 24 yards, broadside. Shot him for 32. He dropped about 11 inches. Never to be seen again. It still eats me up, man. It's so I wounded 2 bulls in 2021. It's the only 2 animals I've ever wounded with a bow in the past 15 years. I wounded a buck when I was 16 years old, something like that. I mean, I'm 37 now, so it's been 20 years, I guess, 21 years since I wounded anything with a bow, and yeah, it wasn't fun.
Yeah, it's a process to learn it and get it down for sure. I've had a couple that I think I've had 2 that I've wounded with a bow, and it's never fun, never fun.
Yeah, for sure.
But I'm ready to.
Still only killed pigs with my bow.
Yeah, you're just trying to center mass those things. I wouldn't want to wreck an arrow with a bow. Wreck an arrow on a pig.
Dude,
You know.
I will break every arrow I own on a pig. I love pig hunting. By far, my favorite thing to shoot in Texas is a pig. It's the only thing I killed this year in Texas was a pig.
Where else did you hunt? You and was that 21 or 22 that you and no, it was 21 that you and Bynum went, right?
Yeah, that was the hunt that I wounded those
Something like that.
Those 2 bulls, yeah. 2021. Yeah, we were out in New Mexico,
21, yeah, that's right.
and it wasn't great. It it was a really good hunt, probably the best elk hunt that I'll ever go on. Like the amount of bugles that we heard was just insane. Like I'm talking thousands of bugles. Like there was one night at
Oh,
3
shit.
a.m. We're sitting there in our tents, all three of us. It was me, Bynum, and a camera guy. We're laying there in like we had a wall tent set up. We're all sitting up in our bed, just like looking around, like you guys hear this shit? Like there were bulls within 200 yards of our tent, just going crazy at 3 a.m. And when I say bulls, I'm talking like 6, 7, 8, 10 bulls. Like it was the craziest thing that I've ever experienced. It was nuts. It was awesome though. But I'll draw
Yeah,
that
at some
tag.
point, you're kind of like, shut up. I'm ready to go to sleep.
Yeah. One
You're
day
gonna what?
I'll draw that tag again.
Yeah.
It'll
Yeah, New Mexico is one of those ones. I'm kind of focusing in on Colorado and Wyoming for the time being.
Yeah, you need to be
Those are
putting
my
in New
kinda
Mexico
two.
every year. Don't put in for New Mexico every year. It's random. You have the same opportunity as anyone else in America to draw a tag in New Mexico. You need to put in for New Mexico every year.
Yeah.
Like I'm sitting here with 10
They
points.
also hold your cash up front.
That's fine. They hold your cash. Like yeah, it sucks, but you also have a chance.
I'm saying this for Abe.
Oh
Yeah.
Abe, you're going to have to give them $1,200.
yeah. Just
Yeah, you can just put it on a credit card, right, and get the points.
yes.
Always, but you don't know when you're going to get it refunded.
So
Sure.
honest to
Yeah,
God,
what,
I know
6
you
months?
don't like that.
Within 6 months?
yes, within 6 months for sure. It's usually 2.5 to 3. But so I'm 10 years into this draw system of, I've got points in Colorado, Wyoming, Arizona, Utah, and Nevada. So I've got 5 states I have points in. Honest to God, other than Wyoming and Colorado, I wish I had never applied for any points in these states. Like if someone came to me right now and said, hey, like, what state should I put in for points? The only states I would tell them is Colorado because I think that over the counter's gone in Colorado. And then I would say Wyoming because you can still draw general tag in 3 to 5 years. However, with the changes they're making this next coming up year, I think it's probably going to be like 7 or 8 years. Unless you're willing to spend $2,000 on a general Wyoming tag. So, like, honest to God, if for me every year to apply for all the states that I put in for, it probably costs $2,000. Like that I don't get back. That's between because Arizona you have to buy a license, Nevada you have to buy a license, Utah you have to buy a license. Colorado's like $100 a point for goat and sheep. Like there's just all these different things. Probably adds up to $2,000 time it's all said and done. If I were to tell somebody right now what my plan would be if I had 0 points, I would say you need to put in for elk and mule deer in Colorado. You could consider Wyoming possibly because Wyoming you can buy points and I don't think you have to buy a license. And other than that, I would say join Grand Slam Club
It's like
Ovis.
$80.
Grand Slam Club Ovis has a program for $100 a month, $1,200 a year. They do 2 raffles a month. You could win anything from a caribou hunt, a moose hunt, an elk hunt, a sheep hunt. And so I would say get in that drawing every month, 2 drawings a month. And I would say any raffle you come across that's a hunt you'd like to go on, throw your name in. Because, like, I would have never went to Tajikistan if last year wouldn't have happened. I went to Wild Sheep Foundation's banquet in 2022. I kind of played the game a little bit. So they have what they call the less than one club and the less than one eye club. And in order to be in these drawings, you have to have never killed a wild sheep for the less than one club, and you have to have never killed a wild goat internationally for the Less Than One Eye Club. And the kicker is you go to Sheep Show, and all those raffles are stuffed by people that can buy $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 worth of tickets. And it doesn't do anything. I mean, it's like $10 to us. And so the cool thing about the Less Than One Club is you get one entry, and one entry only. And you have to have never killed a sheep or a goat. But you can transfer that hunt to someone else who is also a member of that club and has never killed a sheep or a goat. So last year, I recruited about 4 of my buddies that don't really hunt but like to watch football in Vegas. And we went to Reno on Thursday for the Less Than One Club banquet on Friday. I paid the entry for 4 of my buddies. So I had I had about $600 in the drawing for me and 4 of my buddies. And the first name out of the hat in the international side was my best friend since kindergarten. And so he transferred a mid-Asian ibex hunt in Tajikistan straight over to me. So it happens.
So both of you have to be in the Less Than One club, right?
Yeah. So basically
the person receiving the tag.
What they do is you can't sell the hunt. I mean, I'm sure people do it on the backside or, under closed doors or whatever, but you can't give
Where there's a will, there's a way.
You can't give that hunt to someone who's already killed a sheep or a goat, And so because he had never killed one, we were out there. I put his name in. I was like, hey, here's our deal. I'm putting your name in. I'm paying your entry. Like, if you win, transfer it to me. This was the first name out of the hat. Transferred it to me. No questions asked. Like, that's a good friend there, though. Like $20,000 hunt, just gives it to me. Like, no questions asked.
There you go.
That's some loyalty there.
Jared, would you do that for me or Austin?
He's a hunter.
I mean,
Would you go on
maybe. I don't know.
Jared, would you go to
international?
I don't even want to
state
go
hunt?
on. I don't even want to go on the bear hunt. That's wherever the hell fuck that is.
Idaho.
And it's an easy hunt.
So we're
It is
guessing
easy.
Jared would not go to Tajikistan.
No.
No.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I'm
was-
interested to hear this. How was?
I'm gonna go be a freedom fighter. Is that what we're doing over there? We're gonna go liberate some people.
I think they are liberated.
Nah, man, not till that American
I don't
flag
even know
flies
what
above that fucking country are they liberated, brother. 'Cause freedom
Oh,
isn't
brother.
free, brother.
In 2 weeks, my wife, number one.
Yeah, I don't know.
I text my wife, like, while we're in the dinner. Like, after they drew my name, like, I basically text her as we win it. And she's like, you're fucking kidding me. Like, she did not believe me at first. And she's like, where are you going? And I was like, Tajikistan. Hadn't you heard of it? Which, of course, I've had buddies that have been over there. Like, I mean, I know a bunch of guys that have killed, mid-Asian ibex and then Marco Polo sheep over there. And so, like, to me, Tajikistan's kind of at least a known country. But, I mean, I guess I also know people that have hunted Pakistan. So, I mean, I guess none of them are too crazy for me. But, so I text her. She's like, you're shitting me. And, yeah, then the planning starts. I hadn't shot an animal with a rifle in 20 years. And they're like, yeah, you're not bringing a bow. And so, which looking back, like, I'm glad because I'm fat and out of shape and I would have probably died trying to kill one of them things with a bow. But I had to literally get a rifle set up. I had to get, ammo for it and get that all dialed and figure out how our turret system works. All that stuff. So I ended up going and buying a Tika 7mm mag, rim mag. That was kind of at the recommendation of my old buddy Todd that I hunted New Zealand with. He's killed a ton of shit with a 7 mag.
That's good.
My other option was going to be a 300 Win mag, and I kind of went with the 7 mag.
The Lord's caliber.
What'd you say?
That's the Lord's caliber.
Yeah, well, I thought about it, but I went with the 7 mag, got everything dialed. About 2 weeks before my hunt, we actually started getting like all these alerts of like a border conflict between Tajikistan and Kyrgyzstan, and like there was like a couple of hundred people die in this border conflict and stuff, and so that really freaked my wife out. She was like, "You seriously still going? You're not seeing this on the news?" Like it was all over CNN's like main page and stuff, and I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna talk to my people over there and just see what they say." And they're like, "Hey, you're safe. You're nowhere near it." So I was like, "All right, well, not gonna get this chance again. Let's roll with it." And so, day before my trip, I actually go to shoot my gun again, and it's like 17 inches off at 500. We're like, okay, well, that's not good.
The altitude change, wasn't it?
No, this is like while we're still here before I leave. This is like in Texas. Like day before I leave, we go west of the house, and it is just, it's awful. Like 17 inches off and not looking good at all. So we just literally had to re-sight my gun in the day before I left. And we ended up just, I guess, just kind of guessing, because I mean, we knew the time before when we shot it was on. This time it's off, so we're like, well, fuck, we got a day left. Like, there's no real second guessing it. So we just re-sighted it in, got everything locked down, get all my gear packed. One thing I will say is I think I can go anywhere in the entire world for 10 days with the gear that I have. Because when I started thinking and looking and packing for this trip, like I already had everything. And like I've been literally on hunts to Colorado or New Mexico where I freaked out about a gear list and I was like real worried about what I was taking. And this trip, I'm not shitting you, I already knew what I was taking. Like I didn't even make a gear list. I just literally the day before threw my shit in a duffel bag and I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to take this. I've got this little first aid kit that includes a Leuko tape. Like that's literally my first aid kit. I'm like, if anything passed, if Leuko tape won't fix what is going on, we're probably fucked to begin with. So it's like these people that carry these these people that carry these 4-pound like first aid kits. It's like
stage 2 trauma kits.
Yeah. I promise you, you can make a tourniquet out of Leuko tape that will whip the shit out of one of those tourniquets that are on that deal. You can't rip Leuko tape. Wrap that some bitch around and twist the shit out of it. It's gonna work. So, like, roll Leuko tape, some Band-Aids. I got a teledoctor to give me some like stomach meds and stuff. And then, off we were.
That's a money. Something that like an anti-diarrhea, something like that that'll cut that shit in half, because that's the worst thing on earth to have it on anywhere is tummy troubles.
Remember when we told you to get some meds for altitude sickness, and then you got altitude sickness because you didn't get the meds?
Yeah, and I think it had to do more with the way that I approached the mountain than it did the, I think I was going to deal with altitude sickness with or without those meds.
I would like to hear.
And I don't need them.
The mountain.
What's that?
I said I would like to hear how you approached the mountain.
Tell us your approach that was incorrect.
I drove from Dallas to 11,800 feet, got out of a car, set up a tent, went to sleep, woke up in the morning, and then climbed over 12,000 feet.
What's wrong with that?
Not a smart move for a Texas boy.
Did you take your baby aspirins?
I was taking aspirin, yeah. It's just, I just don't have the, I don't have the, altitude sickness gets me if I don't acclimate. If I get up there a couple days ahead of time, chill out, then I go up in the mountain, I'm fine. I already deal with asthma as it is. You then put that thin ass air up there with no, no real acclimation, and it just eats me alive. But the last 2 years, not been a problem at all.
There you go.
Yeah, so that was actually one of the things that I was curious about for my hunt, because, it's pretty famed in Tajikistan, the eastern side of the country. You're hunting like 15,000, 16,000 feet. And so when I won this hunt, like that's where I thought I was going. I thought I was going to the Pamirs, which would be the eastern side of the country, where they have the Marco Polo, the snow leopards, all that, which is 15,000 feet. And come to find out, where we went, we started hiking at about 6,000 feet. We climbed up to about 8,000 feet, and then ended up back down about 6,000. So we were like up and down
Not too bad.
2,000 to 2,500 feet, somewhere in there. Like I think we might have topped out 8,500 at one point, but like we were like 2,500 feet up and down. But when we got there, everything was up and down. Like Colorado, a lot of places, you can kind of get up top and run ridges. This place that we were, there was no running ridges. It's like every single mountain was its own peak. So you might go up 800 foot here. You got to go 800 foot back down to get onto the next ridge just to get like up to the next ridge. And so we're skipping forward a little bit here, but so I flew out of Dallas Fort Worth on Turkish Airways through Istanbul. Never really crossed my mind this was a bad idea, and then had about 6 whiskeys at the airport lounge, and I was getting on the plane, and I was thinking, all right, we're just going to go with this one. Like for a split second, I was like, wonder if this is a good idea. And I was like, too late to worry about it now. And so we got on, we flew to Istanbul, Turkey, and flew from there to Dushanbe, Tajikistan. Super weird because you pay like $300 VIP entrance fee to get over there. And they like literally take you off the airplane and put you in a van and drive you to a separate part of the airport. And you just kind of hang out until your gun and your luggage and all that gets there. Your guide meets you there.
How difficult was getting a gun over there?
Not at all.
They handle it all for you, don't they?
Yeah.
Same thing as it is here.
Yeah, I mean, like I checked my gun in Dallas, didn't see it again until Dushanbe. Funny thing that I guess I can say this now, but on the way back, I put my like bino harness and all that stuff in my backpack, like my carry-on, because it had my binos, my rangefinder, all that stuff. I opened my bino harness up the other day, and I had this huge pocket knife with a blade like that long that 100% made it from Dushanbe, Tajikistan, in my carry-on all the way back to Texas. And I went through 4 security checkpoints. So don't know how that happened. But, yeah, did. Guess I look nice. I don't know. They didn't mess with me about it.
It just shows that it's ridiculous. Like I think we've all had stuff where you get someplace and you're like, how did I get through with this? Like,
yeah,
Well,
this was like 2 months later that I even realized it.
I've lost a whole bunch of pocket knives, gun parts, and bullets to TSA. But I've also gotten multiple corkscrews and multiple pocket knives through accidentally.
Yeah.
Like a pistol mag, a sig mag I lost. It ended up in Kansas somewhere because I got there with it, and then on the way out they're like, "What is this?" I'm like, "It's a pistol mag. What does it look like?" But there was nothing in it. I mean, I'm like, "It's a sheet of metal." They're like, "You can't have that." And it's like, "Well, okay. I mean, cool."
I mean, what do you? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, like do you want to ship it back to yourself? Like, no, man. I just want to go home. You can keep it.
Yeah, sure. It's good. We're good.
Yeah, but
so weird.
So we get over there. The VIP check-in was super smooth. I've got. They introduced me to my driver, and then they introduced me to my translator, which my translator was like super cute little 25-year-old Tajik girl that just such a sweet little girl, like had the best personality. It's funny because I posted a picture of her on Texas Bow Hunter, and everybody's like, "We want to see more of the Tajik girl." But it's like her father was a guide, and like over there, it's a predominantly Muslim country, And so, like, for her to actually go out hunting with the guys and, like, be a translator and do what she was doing, like, that's quite, like, a feat.
That's a
Like,
big deal.
it's a
Yeah.
big deal for her to have the career that she has. And, dude, she is so good at it because, I mean, she keeps up with the guys. She doesn't complain at all. I mean, anything you ask, she helps you out with the translations and stuff. And I mean, dude, it was really nice having her there because she was very easy to talk to versus, I feel like talking to, a guy in a different language or something that has that little language barrier, like it could get a little, confusing and like maybe a little, they could get angry that you're not
Frustrating.
understanding, what they're saying. Like having her there, it was just super easy because she communicated with the guide, told me what he was saying, all that stuff. And man, she was a badass. Like, I mean, so we get to where the lodge is at like noon, start shooting my gun. It's 18, 17 inches off the other direction now. So from the day before, 17 inches off. So I set my target up at 450 yards, sighted in, moved my turret to 450. I'm like, listen, it's the best I can do. And so I put it at 450. I sighted in. I shoot maybe 5 shots. I brought 40 rounds with me. I shoot maybe 5 shots. And I'm like, all right, this is the best we can do. Like, we're not going to know what this thing's going to do till an animal's in front of us. So let's just leave it where it is. I put like 2 in a spot about that big at 450 that were like an inch high. So I was like, that's good. Like, I think I maybe moved it 1 click, and I tightened my turret down, and I was like, all right, whatever this is going to do, this is going to do. Like, can't do anything about it now. And so met my outfitter, met my guide, had a really nice dinner, like lunch dinner. One thing over there in that country, they love to entertain people, and they love to have big dinners. Like, they like to have any dinner, lunch, breakfast, it's all like a picnic to them. Like, they have tablecloths, and they bring out all the food they have because they want you to have anything that you want. And so, like, they bring just this huge spread of food out, and then they just, put it back, and then they bring it out the next time. And so we had, big lunch, big dinner, and they told me to go to bed. They're like, all right, tomorrow we're going to get up about 4. We're going to head out. And that's like all they told me. Like, I had brought everything with me to survive for 10 days. And I had my tent, my sleeping bag, I had all the stuff for water, I had freeze-dried food, like I had everything. So, I mean, I would have been self-sufficient over there. They're like, hey, you don't need any of that. Like, just bring your sleeping bag and your sleeping pad. I'm like, all right, deal. So I put my sleeping bag, my sleeping pad in there, leave all my food back, bring rain gear, puffy, stuff like we'd take on the elk hunt. And we get up at 4 a.m. We start driving. It's like an hour drive down from camp to where we can start hiking, which sucked because we dropped like 1,200 foot elevation, from where we were staying down to where we had to start our hike. But first thing I noticed, we get out of the car, we start hiking. The sun's just barely peeking up. We've got flashlights out. First thing I noticed are these giant brown bear tracks, which I'd heard they had brown bears over there, but like I never really looked into it until I'd won this hunt, and I was like, oh, I think there's a lot of brown bears over here. And their brown bear, quote unquote, is kind of like our mountain grizzly. So I mean, they're way bigger than black bear, but they're not like a coastal brown bear, So they're like a mountain grizzly size bear.
Okay.
But I mean, that's still big, And
Yeah, it's still a giant death machine.
I have literally hunted British Columbia. I've hunted Colorado, New Mexico, Arizona. I've hunted a lot of places. I've never seen a black bear. I've never seen a bear. Like, be glad that I'm not going on y'all's bear hunt in Idaho, because you're for sure not going to see a fucking bear if I'm there. Like, I've never seen one. And so we start walking. I see all these bear tracks. And I start asking my, translator. I was like, they got a bunch of bears here, and she talks to the guide, and they're like, oh, yeah, we'll for sure see one this trip. I'm like, all right, cool. I ain't never seen a bear, so let's do this.
Nice.
So we hike for about an hour, hour and a half ahead of the horses and the donkeys and stuff like that. We've got 2 horses and 2 donkeys with us. And we hike ahead of them. They catch up to us about an hour, hour and a half, after we start hiking. And they're like, horse. They want me on this fucking horse, okay? And we're down in this little creek. I'm like, all right, I'll get on the horse. Which I like horses. I don't mind horses. But I'm used to a horse that can hold my fat ass, okay? These horses are used to 150, 160-pound Tajik guys. I'm sitting here 240, and my horse goes up.
2 of them.
My horse goes up the first hill, and he's out of breath. All right? And so I ride this horse for about 10 minutes, and we're down in a creek, and the sumbitch falls on me. We're going around this little bend. There's like a creek bank right here. He falls, pushes me up against it. I have to push this horse off of me. And they're still like, this is 2 hours into the hike in.
Basically.
Yeah, it's day 1. And so I'm like, all right, listen, I'll get on this horse again, but if I don't want to be on this horse after this, I'm getting off. Well, that was a mistake, because 45 minutes later, and the most butthole puckering 45 minutes of my life go by, we're going up these 45, 50 degree ridges that are this wide, that you've got 500 foot this side, 400 foot this side. If you fall, you're dead. And I'm sitting up on top of this horse thinking, this is how I die. Like, no doubt.
This is it.
This is it. No chance that I fucking make it home. Like, Emily was right. Like, she's going to be pissed. I'm going to die over here. And
she's going to be pissed.
I rode that horse for about an hour. And I got off that horse on the next flat spot that I found. And I vowed that I was not getting back on that motherfucker.
No.
So
you have to, though.
I mean, no. I mean, I would imagine he just had to walk, everywhere instead of riding, which is always nicer. But I get it, dude. I driving around with the fucking Ginger up on the mountain is bad enough, let alone in a situation like that where you're on a horse where you're like, I mean, you have zero control over anything. Now, granted, the horse is not going to kill itself, but who knows? It falls again.
I would have felt a lot better. I would have felt a lot better if the horse wasn't panting after fucking going up the hill with my like the horses that I rode in British Columbia are like these giant mountain horses that are almost like Clydesdales. Like, it's hard to even get on them, And these horses over there, I mean, they're so just probably malnourished and stuff. They're just little tiny, they've got 150-pound people on them. Like, I bet some of those guys didn't even weigh 150. They're probably like 130, 140. So, like, me being on those horses that was actually something for them. But, yeah, I mean, we had 2 horses and 2 donkeys, and there was like 6 or 8 of us, 6, 7, 8 of us, something like that. So, I mean, what was me walking compared to, 2 of them riding a horse? Like, it wouldn't have mattered. So, yeah, after that, I vowed to not ride the horse anymore. I just decided I was going to walk.
I don't blame you. I can't deal with that. I can't deal with that kind of high elevation. Like, that's being on the knife's edge of elevation like that freaks me out,
Oh, there were some spots. There were some spots that, I mean, you have 1.5 feet on that knife edge, and it's 1,000 foot on the right, 400 foot on the left. Like, it was gross. But yeah, we hiked up to the top, had a little lunch, hiked down to the bottom. I think all said and done, it was like 10 hours of hiking, and we were about 3/4 of a mile from camp. And all of a sudden, one of the guys that was with us was spotted some ibex. This was the first day. And it was about an hour before dark. got up on the spot and scope, and there was 3 billies. They were bedded kind of up in a little kind of avalanche shooty looking area, and it was 675, and I didn't feel comfortable on day 1 with the rifle, performing the way that it did to shoot that far, and so we dropped down 500-600 feet, and then back up another 1,000 feet, like to try to get above them on this little ridge. And by the time we got there, they had I guess they had seen one of the guys that was sitting there on the spot and scope, because they couldn't see us where we were. So they must have seen one of the rangers, and they were working their way up the mountain. So we made our way into camp. Camp was a wall tent that had no walls. It was wind blown.
What do they call that? An awning? A porch?
It was basically one of those like little sports, things that people put up.
Yeah, it's a tailgating canopy.
It was a canopy. Yeah. It technically had walls, but they were flapping in the wind. They literally rolled a blanket out on the ground, and we slept under the open stars, which was actually really cool. Like, because of the way the weather was great. Like, we literally for 2 nights slept under the stars of Tajikistan. Like, that's one of those things, like, on my deathbed, like, I'll always remember that. Like, I'll never forget laying there and looking up, seeing those mountains and the moon, and thinking, how the fuck did I end up here? Like,
Did you notice that, like, the constellation, like your view from there looking up at the sky? Obviously the moon probably looks like the moon, but the constellations, were they completely different? Were you like, oh, I've never seen that before, or is it pretty much the same thing?
I don't know. I don't know if I looked at it that close. I mean,
Yeah.
But I will say, I've never been one of those people that can look up and like pick out the Little Dipper and the Big Dipper. Like, I've also been to, British Columbia when the Northern Lights were happening, and I walked outside and looked up, and I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. And, like, didn't sit there and, like, watch it really. So, I mean, I do remember at one time laying there and seeing what I thought was the Big Dipper, but I don't even know. But then I was laying there, I was thinking, I don't know if they actually have the Big Dipper over here. Because, I mean, I guess they do. It's Northern Hemisphere, so, like, maybe.
I'm always just fascinated by, like, I mean, you got to think we're kind of like just circling. So, I mean,
you would think they would have.
I can't imagine it. I wonder how much different it is. Like you said, for the Northern Hemisphere, maybe for the Southern Hemisphere, it is different. But
yeah, like, I mean, I've been to Africa, and I'm sure those stars are completely different being in the Southern Hemisphere. Like in New Zealand, but like, yeah, I would assume it was kind of the same. But I mean, like I said, like I could walk out here and not pick those things out. I mean, it was just cool. The thing that I thought was cool was just like the moon on those mountains, and just thinking I'm literally, 200 miles from Afghanistan, like out here just having a good time.
You're
like
in the cradle of civilization, my friend.
Yeah, well, I've had a couple of those moments like this past year of like, hunting is a weird thing, man. It's unlike anything else. I had that moment where I'm sitting there, basically looking at the stars of Afghanistan for fun, mind you. Like, no one made me go there. Another moment that I had that's like, just hunting brings out the most random things is I was at Dallas Safari the other night. It was me and Todd, my buddy that I killed my moose with, that I hunted New Zealand with. It's me, Todd, and Rackley. We're at the dinner. And you've got our goofy asses sitting there in the same room as Don Jr. and Richard Childress. Like, let that sink in.
Quite the Richard Childress of NASCAR fan, right? And then Don Jr. Was Kim there? Kimberly Guilfoyle? Whatever her name is. You're on mute.
You muted.
You muted yourself.
You muted yourself, JT.
Just let him keep going. It's fine.
Again, it's best to let y'all finish.
No, I mean, but think about it. Like, what other world? Like, I literally had this thought. Like, what other industry, what other hobby, what other world put somebody like me, Todd, and Rackley in the same dinner, 3 tables away from, someone like Richard Childress, Don Jr., and then like Corey Knowlton? It's like, and then the table next to us, a guy bought a rifle for $100,000. Not even a good rifle, but it's like what other hobby? I mean, it's
not even a good rifle.
It's like
what made it not a good rifle?
I mean,
do you remember what it was?
I mean, it wasn't a $100,000 rifle.
I mean, sure.
I mean, it was probably a good rifle, probably a decent rifle, but like he was just burning some money.
Could you imagine if it was like a fucking, CZ?
But you get what I'm saying. Like, what other
Probably a
thing?
6.5.
Can y'all give me one other example? One example of where, like, I would be in that room, or y'all would be in that room, because y'all could easily be in that same room.
SHOT Show.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, but
I guess that for you, SHOT Show.
Ties into the same industry.
Yeah, same
Kind
industry.
of same thing, yeah.
Yeah. It's like,
yeah, I mean, you're right. It is 100% a weird thing to be in that kind of, like, all of this kind of cross section of people.
Yeah, but well, the places too. It's like, say you really like tennis. Like, they have a lot of tennis courts in Tajikistan. Like, you can go to Tajikistan to play tennis?
No, I don't think
I don't think I'm going to do that.
I mean,
no.
it's a weird thing, man. It was one of those things, though, laying under the stars, like, okay, here we are. But
that kind of portion of it is always my favorite part of hunting, right? Is that aspect of it, is being in a place that's completely different. Just the process of getting there, the process of sleeping outside like that is just such a cool experience to me every time I do it.
I've been nerding out right now. The latitude line for Tajikistan is about on par with like Pennsylvania, close to Delaware.
Yeah, so
I feel like you probably could have seen the Big Dipper.
Yeah. I'm sure it's just a little lower in the sky.
It's
probably just lower in the sky than it is, for us.
Yeah, because we're 7,000 foot higher.
You think when I look at the moon, sometimes then my family's looking at the moon too, and they're wondering where little Joe Dirt is.
Exactly.
Yeah, so we spend the night there. Plan was to basically wake up the next morning, head 1,200 foot up, 9 to 1,200 foot up to this little platform they have, which was basically a ridge. It was just a finger ridge that came off that had a flat top on it, and basically you could see the whole avalanche chute up there where these ibex like to hang out. And so we left just before daylight, start hiking up. I'm not shitting you. It was hands and knees, like all fours, getting up this mountain for 1,000 feet. It was grabbing little saplings and climbing. Like, it was, I thought I was going to die a couple times.
That's crazy.
Get up to the top, get set up, start glassing, and nothing. There ain't shit there. I guess the ibex have moved. We're sitting there looking around. We had these radios, and we've got, it's me, the guide, translator, and one of the rangers who's with us. And they get a radio call that they found the ibex. Well, they were a whole, ridge and a half over. And I'm starting to pack up so we can go over there and, try to put a stalk on them. And my guide's like, calm down. Don't get in a hurry. And so he's like, see right here? Range all this right here. And so he's telling me that, and I'm trying to kind of figure out what's going on, because my translator would only really tell me what was going on with that when I asked her. It wasn't like she was everything my guide said. She wasn't interjecting. It was just if I looked at her and was like, hey, what the fuck's he talking about? Like, she'd tell me. But, like, a lot of our communication, which was actually kind of cool, like, a lot of our communication for the week was just, like, me and the guide just, like, kind of understanding what each other were saying.
Nonverbal.
Nonverbal.
Just like, oh, I know what you're talking about. I know what this, like, I know what the, kind of hand signals and.
He would tell me, like, something in his language, but, like, with a hand signal or just, like, at the time, like, I knew what he was talking about,
I mean, hunting be hunting, right? I mean, you kind of got that same, like, you're an experienced hunter, so at least you kind of know, like, okay, like, I kind of know what to look for.
General idea of what needs to happen about right
now. Yeah, exactly.
And so we're sitting there, and he's telling me all this. So I'm ranging, taking ranges, and just kind of setting my sight to about where he's telling me, which I don't know what's going on at this point. And then all of a sudden, he starts pointing like, here's the funny part. So I have my Swaro EL 10x42s with me, which I didn't get to look through them at all because my guide loved them and always wanted
to have these are mine.
Hands. And so he starts pointing, and I see this big little brown fluffy thing running down the mountain. I look up, and there's my brown bear that I was going to see. He's running down the avalanche chute straight towards us, kind of down into the little gully of it. And so I was like, well, that's pretty cool. At least I saw a brown bear this morning. And then we get another call on the radio, and my guide was like, all right, keep ranging and get ready. That's kind of what I gathered. Like, he didn't tell me that, and I don't even think I talked to my translator. And all of a sudden, I hear one of our little rangers on the other side of the mountain yelling.
Like a little ibex drive.
They did an ibex drive. That's what happened. Yeah. So we were in their escape route. And if they weren't there that morning, we were ibex driving. Later on, that's what I gathered. So I am ranging shit, and then about 10 minutes later, we get another call on the radio. Hey, he's coming over the top. Be ready. Sure enough, all of a sudden, you see this little ibex jump over the top of the mountain, come running down the side. And I'm ranging, and I kind of pick a spot to where I think he's going to cross and range it and move my scope to it, and then just try to get on him. And what's funny is that when he first came over the mountain, I tried to stay on him with my scope. And I immediately figured out that wasn't going to happen. Like, because he's running across these mountains. And so I just literally pulled out of my scope and just watched him. And I kind of watched till he slowed up. And I started ranging, and I picked a spot. It was 430. Moved my turret to 430. And I was like, all right, he's kind of slowing down. Let's get back in the scope. I got back in the scope, and he stopped. And I got into the gun and made one shot. He was kind of quartering to me just a little bit. And I'm one of those people that I shoot till I see them die. Like, I've done it with a bow.
Absolutely.
My pet peeve is these, like, kill shot videos on Instagram where someone shoots an animal and it stands there for 45 seconds and they don't put another one in it. Like, I hate it. So I shoot this first shot. He starts running. Just my instinct racks another one, and as he's running, takes another shot. I think I completely miss him. So I throw another one in, and he stops behind a tree at like 440. All I could see was his horns, his head, and the front of his chest and his neck. So I put my crosshairs right on his neck and squeezed the trigger. And when I made that shot, I knew he was dead. Like, I didn't see him fall. I didn't see him run, but just like the shot just felt like, oh, that ibex is dead. So I start looking up the mountain. He's not running up the mountain. He's not running down the mountain. It's like, okay, he's probably dead. Like, now let's just watch. Let's make sure he doesn't run up, doesn't run down. Like, didn't get excited. Like, I was not going to get excited until we had that thing, like, someone found him. Like, I'm
like touching it,
Touching it.
Yeah. So through all this excitement of just shooting my first ibex, Mr. Brown Bear decides to run up the mountain straight to us. And so he runs across at 100 yards, 100, 150, something like that, directly like eye level with us. And my guide's like, bear, big bear, shoot. So I'm like, This is one of those times I relied on my translator. He goes, "Big bear, shoot!"
Like shoot meaning like oh darn, or shoot like bang. You know.
No, he goes, "Big bear, shoot $500." I look at my translator and she gives me kind of the high eyebrow, like, I don't think that's right. Come to find out, he wanted $5,000 for him, and I couldn't take him home with me, which makes me think that it probably wasn't too legal, but
Yeah.
I don't know. So,
yeah, country legal.
I didn't shoot the.
They got some eating, and you got to say you killed a bear and take some pictures.
Yeah, I didn't shoot the bear, but it was pretty cool. I had my crosshairs on him at like 150 yards. He could have been dead real easy.
Real easy.
But so where the guy that did the little drive was, it was way easier for him to get from the top side of the mountain to my ibex than where we were, because we would have had to go to the bottom of that avalanche chute and back up. And so we hung out up there, kind of guided him in. And about 40 minutes later, after he got over there, we get the radio call that they've got my ibex. So then we could kind of celebrate. My guide had us have a picnic on a knob that was about 3 foot wide and 400 feet down on each side of us. So we had a little picnic on a death trap, but that was actually
sounds
cool.
fun.
No, it was pretty cool. I got some cool video of it. But after that, we went down. They asked me if I wanted to go up to my ibex or let them bring it down. Looking back, if anyone ever says that, go up to your ibex. Because they drug it down the mountain and drug half the hair off of his cape. So don't do that. I told him either, but I was like 100% ready to cape and quarter this thing on the side of the mountain, put some in my backpack, put the rest on the horse, and like go to camp. But they refused, and we put that whole damn ibex on the back of that horse, guts in and all.
Okay.
All right.
And so then we hauled the ibex back to camp, about 2 miles. About 2 miles back to camp, we got there. Probably about noon at this point, and I caped him out, did all that good stuff. And they had their cook. He was there. He gutted him and quartered him up and did all that stuff. After I got the cape off, they eat everything over there, like esophagus, lungs, liver. They made quite a little barbecue of innards for us. I will say the liver was better on that ibex than the meat because it was actually chewable.
Do you like liver? Where does this stand on the scale?
I don't really like liver, but the liver was delicious.
So the meat was not good?
The meat wasn't bad. It was just dry and chewy.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to think it's a mountain animal.
Preparation, or you think that's just the
technique?
Yeah.
Like, they burnt the piss out of it. Like, I mean, it was nowhere near medium rare. Like, that said, the liver wasn't bad. Like, I may be a fan of liver after that, actually. Like, it was pretty good. They wrapped it in caul fat and then put it on a stick.
Cool.
So,
Yep.
yeah, that wasn't bad. But, yeah, so then we, got him all taken care of, hung out that night in camp, slept under the stars again, and then the next day we hiked out. It was 8.8 miles back to the car. And took us a little over 9 hours the next day. So it was quite the hike. Actually, going out was worse because the biggest elevation gain, on the way in, we dropped a huge amount of elevation. On the way out, we had to actually climb it. So, but we got back to town, or got back to the lodge, rather. And then they were like, all right, let's get you to town. We'll change your flight. And you can go on home. I mean, those countries over there, it's not like an African trip or a trip in the States. Like, they're not going to put you up for 4 or 5 days. Like,
get out of here.
They're like, all right, you killed what you came here for. Like, let's go. And so I could have hunted
ain't
pigs.
Gotta go home, just can't stay here.
I could have stayed and hunted pigs. They offered, like, hey, do you want to stay a couple of days and hunt wild pigs? And I mean, I'll be honest, my thought process on it was like, I want to get home, not use vacation days to hunt pigs, and then I go on elk hunt or whatever, you know. And so we basically headed back into town, and then we realized that Putin had, you know, initiated the draft about a week earlier, and in the past week or two, 2 million Russians had fled the country, and one of the places they were fleeing was from Tajikistan. So all the airline tickets for the next like 6 months were booked up. So
Oh, Jesus.
I had to hang out in a hotel for 8 days, 8 nights, 8 nights, 9 days, something like that, in Dushanbe, Tajikistan, until my original flight rolled around.
Oh, my God.
So did they cover the hotel stay since you were there to be a week, or did you have to?
No, so that was one of the things, like, basically my whole trip was paid for by Wild Sheep.
Yeah.
Technically it was all supposed to be paid for. They kind of under budgeted a little bit for like tip and for a few of the little things, you know, coming into the country, stuff like that. I mean, my whole trip door to door cost me less than $3,000. So I'm not going to bitch. Like,
Yeah, that's a pretty good deal.
a hotel over there, you can get a 5-star, like better than you've ever stayed in hotel here in America for $70. Like the first hotel they put me in was $65 a night, and it was phenomenal. Just like gold, you know, gold trim everywhere, blues, and just like kind of the stuff you think of like the old Silk Road, you know, like rich people have blue and purple and stuff like that. Like that's what kind of the vibe of the hotel. It's like those real vibrant like colors that you think of, you know, back in the day. And that hotel was amazing. The first night that I was there, I saw a bottle of Jack Daniels on the wall, and I was like, "Hey, I want that bottle of Jack Daniels." It was $90 US, but I bought it. So then I realized that vodka was $4 a bottle over there. So, you win some, you lose some.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, you got some Jack and
But you-
Cokes.
You were stuck for 8 days.
You needed a
That was-
variety.
Money was quickly not becoming the priority.
No.
Keeping your sanity.
Yeah, for sure.
What'd you do for 8 days in a hotel room? I mean, did you get to? Were you stuck in the hotel?
I'm not
You
even
could move around the
I'm
hotel,
not even
but
sure if this podcast is rated enough to know that.
well,
No, so I
I think everybody could put 2 and 2 together. What would it look like in
literally-
8 days?
I walked around the whole city. Like, I felt so safe in that country, like from the time I got there, that honestly, by the time I'd killed my animal and got back to town, kind of all that fear had went away. Everyone was really friendly, and I'm pretty sure they were all a little more nervous of me being there than I was being there. Like, I mean, I got some weird looks from people, like, who's this weird ginger bearded fella here? But no, I literally walked the whole city. Like, I would sleep in, obviously. Like, I'd sleep till 10, 11 every day. And honestly, one of the things that kind of probably helped me get through is being on the other side of the world. It was like the opposite time of home. And so, like, I was staying up super late, like, texting people and calling people, like, in Texas time. Like, once it would be, like, 10, 11 a.m. Texas time, I'd be calling everybody. Like, hey, how's it going over there? You know, just driving people crazy, I'm sure. And, you know, texting my wife while she was working and stuff. And so that passed a lot of the time. But, like, I'm not kidding. I literally went through that whole city. Like, I went to markets. I went to a CrossFit gym. I showed up at a CrossFit gym, and they were like, who is this guy? Like, why are you here? And, like, I showed up twice, actually. The first time, no one was there. They didn't have class. And the second time, I literally went back and worked out with them. But, I mean, if I wanted to go somewhere that I found, I would take, so we had Wi-Fi in the rooms. So I would search places on my phone. I would take a screenshot of where I wanted to go on the map, and then I would take it with me to the taxi, and I'd just show the taxi driver. Couldn't speak a lick of the same language. I'd just show him, like, I want to go here. And they always got me there. Taxi was like $1 to get anywhere. Found 2 restaurants/bars over there. So I stayed in one hotel for 3 nights. By that hotel was a really good grocery store. There you could get all these cool like candies and Pringles and shit that we didn't have here. Like they had crab flavored Pringles.
I like that's the first thing you went to is candy
and Pringles.
Yes.
They also had $4 vodka. And then they had this one vodka. It was a little more. It was called Marco Polo. It had a fucking sheep on it, and it was really cool. It was like 17 US, and I was like, I don't know if we really want to pay 17 US over there. But that place was kind of fun. That's kind of all I did in the first hotels. Went to the grocery store and went to a few little restaurants. Got room service there a few times because it was a little fancier than my second hotel. But they moved me to my second hotel, and I found this little bar called 3 or 4 Monkeys or something like that. And it was pretty close to what you expect out of like a kind of like a little swanky, hipster American bar. Like they had beer, they had alcohol, they had steaks and sandwiches, and it was delicious.
Was the food any good there?
Yeah, the food was great.
Yeah.
And then we found Boon Days. Boon Days was the shit. So my guy, he was like, hey, if you like 7 Monkeys or whatever it's called, he's like, you got to check out Boon Days Bar. And it's probably a good thing that I didn't find Boon Days Bar before I did. Because we burned Boon Days Bar down. So I told you vodka's like $4 a bottle. At Boon Days Bar, they had a giant tomahawk.
So it's like Nickel Wells.
They had a giant tomahawk steak served with bone marrow and a side for $10 US. So the first night I went there,
Cool.
I spent like $50. I bought my tomahawk. I bought me a lot of whiskey and a lot of drinks, and I met a Russian guy that dodged the draft. He was super nice. He spoke English. Bought him a few drinks. That last night we burned her down. I'm pretty sure I bought drinks for everyone in Boon Days Bar. I found video on my phone after I got home of like us taking shots. There's like just this line of shots.
Yes.
My credit card has $170 charge from Boon Days Bar. So like, let's just do that math right there.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, we spent 100.
Drinks are on the American.
Yeah, $170 till Boon Days. So it was. We had
How many people in that bar that night spoke English? Just you two?
Yeah, there was like one other one that kind of had broken English. Yeah. None of the bartenders spoke English there, which was funny because that monkey bar, they spoke English, which I think it kind of made it better at Boon Days Bar just because it was funnier because they would just like, there's this little bartender that would just bring me drinks. Like I didn't order them. She'd just bring me like different drinks. But it was like a mixology bar. Like she was making these drinks with scent sprays and like shit you would see in Vegas. No, I'm not kidding. It's like stuff you would see in a bar in Vegas. Like, it was delicious. Like a gin and tonic where they pour something in and it changes colors. Like shit like that. Like they're bringing me these type of drinks in Dushanbe, Tajikistan. So
It's pretty cool.
Hey, that's cool.
yeah.
Hell yeah, it is.
Yep. So then I flew.
So, did you get the shoulder mount on it, or
Working on it. Yeah.
how's
so,
that work? Yeah.
Actually, they dipped it and all that stuff in Tajikistan and brought it back in my suitcase. They boiled the skull to where the horns came off the skull because it's a horned animal, not an antlered animal.
Antler.
So the horns came off, laid the horns flat, put the skull in there, their little sniffing dog at DFW, first bag that was pulled to the side. They're like, there's something in here for sure.
What the fuck's in here? Yeah. I'm sure they were like, "What is this?
Yeah.
How'd that go?"
Another one of those. Like, here's a couple $100 type things. They got my CITES permit because a ibex is a CITES animal, so you have to have a CITES permit for it. They had my CITES permit done before I came home, in my hand, in my my luggage. So got home, showed customs my CITES permit. Everything was good. The only thing is, once I got here, my animal had to be dipped within 10 days. So that meant
When you say dipped, what are you talking about?
they dip it for pests, like for insects and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And so, kind of shitty thing about that is I couldn't keep my like horns and skull and everything to like show people, because it had to go to the taxidermist up in Montana that's doing my shoulder mount, and had to go up there like within 10 days. So like I had to basically get home and ship it to them. So kind of sucked.
That's cool.
Was your taxidermy covered too?
Yes, so it included a shoulder mount.
Wow.
Oh, that's nice.
That's cool.
Yep. Yeah, if it wouldn't have included a shoulder mount, I probably would have done a skull mount. But since it was included, and like the hide on my ibex is really cool. Like it's super dark, almost black. So
Man, that's awesome.
That's neat.
Let's go to Sheep Show, dude.
dude, y'all.
Oh, he's already been in my ear about it.
I have it so bad. I have the sheep bug so bad.
The first half of what you said, we did not understand.
What do you mean?
He's got it bad.
Yeah.
We should go to Sheep Show, and he has it so bad, is what he said.
Y'all.
When is Sheep Show?
So next year it's like January 19th ish. Hold on, I'll tell you exact dates. I've already looked it up. Like it is a running date that will always happen for me.
Birthday party in
That
Reno?
much fun.
It is
At
January
Sheep Show?
19th, 20th, and 21st.
There you go.
Well, we do Sheep Show the right way. Here, listen, this is what we do. All right,
It's my 40th.
listen. Well, this would be perfect for a 40th. So we fly to Reno on Thursday night. We stay Friday during the day, Friday night, and then the Lesson 1 Club is Friday night. So after the Lesson 1 Club's over, we have no need to be at Sheep Show. So we jump on the airplane Saturday morning, we fly to Vegas, we watch football all weekend, and fly home Monday.
I got shithoused in Reno the last time I was there and played blackjack in basketball shorts because I don't give a fuck. So
What's wrong
fuck
with-
going to Vegas. Just hang out in Reno and be pieces of shit.
I'm going in September.
To Reno?
Reno or Vegas?
Reno.
Dude, the Peppermill is awesome. I really like the Peppermill. Dude, they do a very good job hosting the Sheep Show. I guess the owner of the Peppermill is a Wild Sheep Foundation member or something. He has to be. And this is just me talking on my ass, but like he is such a supporter of the Wild Sheep Foundation. Like,
Huh. I think it'd be great to go do that. That'd be a lot of fun.
we took your boy Bynum this year. Popped his shit.
Oh, yeah?
Gary.
I'm looking forward to getting to hang out with the ginger again. Here in a couple weeks,
I don't think
couple
you knew
months.
what to think about my group of friends. So we started the Reno trip with my best friend getting kicked off a Southwest flight because he was too drunk.
Nice.
Yeah, we're on our way to Reno Thursday night. And this was probably all my fault because we're boarding the plane and I know he's really drunk and likes to talk to people. And I picked the seat right in front of the flight attendant. It's all my fault. Like, and he starts talking to the flight attendant.
Hey, what are you doing? What are you doing? What's going on?
Well, he tried to make a
Hey.
joke. He tried to make a joke, and she was kind of a bitch about it and tried to make a joke back. And he goes, well, shit, if you're going to make a joke, at least make it funny. So they kicked him off the plane. So he slept in the terminal until 6 a.m. the next day, and then Medicine Arena.
Oh my god.
So getting kicked off a plane is not that big a deal? I always assumed it was kind of a big deal.
Obviously, that's how little he did, because they literally booked him on a flight.
Because they're just like, get out of here. You're just drunk. Like, just leave.
Yeah,
Like,
they
we're not
literally
calling the cops.
walked
Just
him
go
off
away.
the plane and rebooked his ticket. Like, that's how little he did wrong.
Oh, he just got to sleep it off.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Crazy.
Yeah, Sheep Show is the best show of all the shows. Which, I haven't been to Western Hunting Expo, but I just feel like there's too many Utah people in there for me. I think Sheep Show for sure beats that one.
Next year. Let's go. Let's do the damn thing.
Hey, it's already on the calendar.
Don't you roll your eyes at me,
we're
Austin.
going. Austin, you sent me a
I
duck
may go with
video.
you because I can roll it in a SHOT Show.
Dude, you can go straight from
It's a good
Sheep
duck
Show to straight from Sheep Show to SHOT Show. You can literally
I know.
stay in
That's why-
Vegas for SHOT Show.
Abe said 2 years ago, yeah, man, that sounds cool to go into Mexico to duck hunt, and then that went to shit real fast. My 40th, what did I do? Drank Montucky's and DFW.
We're going to go hunt ducks in Mexico. Okay?
Y'all should go to Alaska and hunt ducks first. That'd be more fun.
No, Mexico first.
Way more expensive.
Alaska.
See, and this is why he won't go to Cheap Show, right there.
What?
Couple $1,000? What's it going to cost?
To go to Sheep Show?
$1,000? Yes.
Yeah. Grand.
Dude, I go to Sheep Show for like $400.
Oh, there you go. Boom.
But I'm one of those weird credit card hacker peoples where I like get a credit card and get all the bonus miles and then stack up my points.
Exactly.
And so I haven't paid for a flight in like 10 years. So Sheep Show is where it's at. Though.
I'm right there with
It's a way to do it.
Yeah, that said,
I've been doing that
The price
of
of
late.
sheep is getting so out of hand for someone like me that I'm kind of almost jumping off the sheep bandwagon. Like I'm almost back to like moose, caribou, and shit like that.
Yeah, I'd like to shoot both of those also. I'd rather shoot those than over a sheep, to be real honest. I mean, I would clearly like to shoot a sheep, but a moose. If I had to pick between a sheep and a moose, I'd pick a moose.
Well, I've already killed a moose though. I just need the Alaskan one now.
Yeah, I know.
I want to shoot a mine is I want to shoot a bull elk and I want to shoot a big old monster mule deer. That's
I'm gonna tell you right now,
Those are mine.
the most expensive day of my life will be the day I arrow my first sheep. If I ever draw a sheep tag and I kill a sheep, that will be the most expensive day of my life. Because if I kill one of them, I'm gonna have to kill all four.
it's like okay.
There it is. Got to kill all four now.
I get it. I just don't have that
I
bloodlust.
really want all four. Like, I'd rather kill 0 than 1. That's kind of where I'm at. Like, I'd rather have 0 or 4.
All or nothing, huh?
Yeah, it's like that
Makes
one's
sense.
going to be expensive. So,
Yeah, I just I want a big old bull elk and a monster mule deer.
yeah.
I just want to shoot a big mule deer. You know,
Yeah.
be kind of neat. So
I want to kill all 43 duck species.
Dude, you could
you
probably
and
do that
Ramsey
for
Russell.
$20,000.
Huh?
How much would it cost to kill all
Yeah,
40
it's
duck
crazy.
species?
I've killed a whole bunch of them, so at this point, I mean, if I just burnt 20 grand, I could do it probably fairly luxuriously.
Oh yeah,
Then do it.
but you got
Oh,
10. What you got? Probably
You're gonna
10 species
for the
down.
course of your life. Like, think about it.
I know. I'm not disagreeing.
You just have to not let. You don't have to. You just have to not rely on Abe. He's a Jew.
Oh, I know.
Oh, 100%.
Oh, I've made peace with this that I'm gonna have to do this solo. Let's see, mallard, gadwall, both teal, wood duck, merganser,
Bufflehead.
bufflehead, pintail.
I feel like Austin has one of
Which
those
is-
maps on his wall, and he's got them checked off.
I don't have one, and I want one. Abe has one.
Mhm.
Abe, how many
species, like all
pins
the
do you have in
species?
your map over there?
Oh, that pin map? Yeah, I used to have one.
I've got a bunch in the United States and a handful in Europe.
You shot ducks
You know.
in Europe?
Oh no, I've never shot an animal outside of the United States.
What did you think we're talking about?
I've killed a pig in Mexico, but I was shooting from the U.S.
There you go. That's impressive.
Yeah, dog.
Intercontinental or
Off a rich person's.
not intercontinental. That would be
It was down in Laredo. I shot across the border at a pig and shot it in the face at like 300 yards on 308, and it was awesome. I was laying on a chipping, like a company I used to work for. They had property right on the border, and that's where we helicopter pig hunted. But they had like a driving thing set up so you could drive balls into Mexico. And when the pigs rolled through on the other side, and I was like, holy shit, and ran and grabbed a rifle and laid down and got her all set up and smoked it.
it's a good story.
That's awesome.
It was cool.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Well, I'm being serious.
You just-
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's cool. It's not impressive.
Impressive. And
It's
cool.
pretty impressive. I'm aroused right now.
Yeah. So you and old Ramsey Russell need to go hang out, Austin. You know?
So what y'all's plan this year for
ducks.
hunting? Y'all just still hard on ducks? Or?
Don't die.
Don't die. I've got Austin and I are going to go do the black bear hunt in Idaho.
You should come.
I
think
can't actually. I actually have been talking to Jeff about coming, and the reason I can't is because we had already booked a Airbnb in like Gulf Shores for like that first week of June. So that's either going to be when y'all are bear hunting or the week after. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so got that, and then I've got hopefully Colorado, either first or should be first rifle, might be second rifle over the counter, which I'm good with either which way at this point, but I'd prefer first rifle just because the weather will be better. And then back to ducks again.
Yeah.
I may try to shoot a whitetail this year.
I really want to kill a pronghorn this year, I think.
Oh, me and Bynum have so many points for pronghorn right now. We thought about burning them, but we didn't. Yeah, we have
I'm
too
thinking about
many.
just going with Kennedy.
Yeah, with
Just going
Jared.
with Jared.
Yeah, go with Jared. His hunt's good, dude. Pronghorn's delicious. Like my favorite wild game.
I think you did. Was it you who gave me some?
Yes,
You gave me all those meats.
yes, yeah.
Yeah.
I think I gave you pronghorn and
I
elk,
think it was
right?
Good.
My elk wasn't worth a buck though. Elk was a little chewy.
It ate.
Um,
It was that.
Yeah.
But it ate.
Yeah, my plan's kind of weird this year. I put in for Arizona for elk just as like a long shot, like no chance on drawing. And then other than that, like I'm just putting in for sheep and goat everywhere, which is also like long shot, shouldn't draw. And then I put in for a January New Mexico mule deer archery tag because it's close enough that like with my job and stuff, I think I can hunt 6 days of the season with 2 drives out without having to miss work at all. Like depending on how things go. Like I mean, if I don't hunt in September at all, like yeah, I'll just take a week off or whatever. But like if I were to, draw an elk tag, and then I'm going to go to British Columbia in October and spend 10 days with my buddy Todd up there. So like if I don't do one of those two, like then I could take off for that January tag. But I'm trying to get more like doable hunts because I feel like my hunts the last few years have just been so like, Tajikistan, I had to use 2 weeks of vacation. It was like 15 days. It's like, I want a few more manageable hunts, that you can do multiple per year versus, this is my big shebang,
Yeah, this is it. Yeah.
So,
It's hard to do it all, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
I've kind of gotten the bug for Coos deer for some reason.
Ooh, I would go Coos deer hunting with you.
Let's go to Arizona.
Yeah, if I don't draw that January
But
tag,
Mexico.
if I don't draw that January tag, I would go to Arizona with you guys. That's where I killed my mule deer.
In January.
Yeah,
Arizona in January.
yeah, that's where
That
I
over the
killed-
counter
that's where I
tag?
killed my mule deer on over the counter. $300 mule deer, like it was a freaking stud of a buck too. They've changed a lot of things, like there's a lot of units that closed and stuff like that. But yeah,
You run into Coos deer if you're a little further south in Arizona, right?
oh, we saw Coos deer on our hunt, like where we were, but that unit's not. It's not over the counter
Available anymore.
But I mean, we saw Coos deer. Trevor Probant, he had y'all know. Do y'all know Trevor? Or was he after y'all's time?
Fuck that guy.
Shit, dog.
Yeah, we like Trevor.
Trevor saw a really good Coos buck before we got to Arizona. Like the first day he was there.
I want to kill an aoudad too.
Yeah, I do too. I actually looked at the New Mexico draw stuff for that. My buddy Adam, y'all probably seen some of the stuff he does. Adam works for like Sitka Gear and stuff, and does a lot of their like videos and stuff for YouTube. Him and his wife. Adam actually like went and killed an aoudad on his way to sheep show in New Mexico. So like he went to New Mexico, killed a sheep, and then rolled into sheep show. Like it's like the most gangster it gets right there.
Does
Yeah,
does an
that
aoudad take
stuff.
you out of the less than one club?
Yes. It's
Oh,
sheep.
okay.
But I mean, Adams killed the Grand Slam with a bow, so he's already been kicked out a few times.
Okay, so no aoudad unless if you want to try to do that less than one club, Austin.
So when you enter that, they draw different hunts to get you on a sheep, or like
So
Run through
the
that
way
real
the
quick.
Lesson One Club works is you have to have never killed a sheep, and if you want in the Lesson One I, never a goat. You pay a membership to Wild Sheep. You pay a membership to the Lesson One Club, Lesson One I Club. So there's 3 memberships you pay, and it equals about $120 total, somewhere around there, like plus or minus. And then the first drawing of the night for each of the clubs, you don't have to be present to win. So anyone in the hopper can win. They call the name. If you're there, it's freaking awesome. If you're not, they call you on the phone. The next 2 names for the Lesson 1I Club, you have to be there. So Lesson 1I this year, they gave away 3 hunts. Then the Less Than 1 Club, normally they give away 3 hunts. But this year they gave away 4. They gave away 3 doll sheep and a desert sheep. So I mean,
Wow.
you're in the hat for 7 hunts for less than $150. Pretty good deal.
Right.
Pretty good deal. What's real sad is like when they first started it, you would go and there'd be like 400 people in the room, 500-600 people in the room. Now there's like 3,200, something like that. The odds have gotten worse,
Oh
but
my god.
still possible.
As they do.
Yeah.
Dude, plus, hey, Wild
Like
Sheep's
killing
just a good
alligators.
organization, man. Like, they literally put their dollars to work. They make drinkers. They relocate sheep. Like, all this stuff. It's not one of these shithole organizations like BHA.
Correct.
Correct.
We support Wild Sheep.
Like, yeah. Doing stuff's cool, but y'all have heard of Pint Night, right?
Well, I will tell you, at the Less Than One Club, it's actually a beer reception, and I think we float like 25 to 30 kegs in 2 hours. I think the last one I remember them telling us was like 23 kegs in 2 hours.
Hell yeah.
But it's Blue Moon. I
yeah.
don't know what you think.
Blue Moon.
Blue Moon sponsors it, so it's all Blue Moon.
That's Coors. And Blue Moon is the second worst beer on my worst beer list.
Coors
What's number
Light.
3?
I don't know. Coors Light tops it. Like I will not drink it.
What's number 5?
Yeah. Top 5
Sam Adams cherry wheat. I don't know. That's a
cherry
awful
wheat.
beer too.
Gross.
I see a
It
trend
tastes
that
like you're
Austin
sticking-
doesn't like wheat beers.
I like real deal German wheat beers, but as a whole, like all these American hefts, not really my deal.
Yeah. What's your favorite beer of
He
all
likes
time?
I don't know. I'm so
Chardonnay.
jaded. Yeah, I've had a few Chardonnays. What of it?
A nice Pinot
I don't
Grigio.
know. Definitely not my deal.
What do you like? You like rosé, right?
Rosés, that a good French rosé. Speaking my language,
Let
dog.
me get all sassy.
Get you one of them digestive
What?
cookies and some rosé and go to town.
Digestive cookies, exactly.
I still don't know what that is.
Fiber One. Fiber One's the brand.
Like there's one that's called digestives. It's called McVitie's. It's a
McVitie's?
digestive cookie.
Why do you know
cookie.
about this?
Are you googling this?
Oh,
You got this
100%.
at
Yeah,
your
I'm
desk.
googling this. I googled it. It's a
I
digestive
don't know, how
wheat
do you
biscuit.
know about this?
Oh, I mean, half the shit you know, I
He's
could say the
stumbling.
same
What's
fucking
going
question.
on?
You know
What's
the most
going on?
random shit on earth, and you're going to ask me about a
But-
fucking digestive.
But it's applicable to things we do usually.
Oh,
Do you
sure.
have poop problems?
Of course I do. We all know this. Gotta have a good solid digestive.
This is what you need right here, buddy.
Yeah, that's it.
Soft baked cookies, Fiber One.
Fiber One
5 grams of fiber so that you can shit.
makes your doo doo slide.
I'm good.
Or
you just eat
let's go eat at Paco Dominguez finally.
Dude.
That's what I want to do this year. There's not like an animal I want to kill or anything. I want to finally eat at Paco Dominguez.
I just would like everybody who cannot see this, which is all of you, that JT is shooting his bow inside of a hotel room.
Hey man, he's just having a good time.
You see the target at the left hand side of his screen over there?
Yeah, we talked about it earlier. I'm just
Yeah.
waiting to see like an arrow appear out of nowhere into the thing, and he's actually shooting it right now.
Just like shoots the lamp.
That would make my day. If all of a sudden, oh my gosh! And his face comes on like, guys.
I gotta go. I gotta go.
I
Gotta go.
screwed
Gotta
up.
go.
I screwed up.
Yeah. Send help. Send help. Oh, God,
Gotta
genius.
pretend like I'm asleep.
All right. What is the tattoo going to be, Jared?
Oh shit!
I don't know, man.
This is actually something I wanted to ask you guys, but I'm gonna let him answer first.
No, you need this.
What are you?
let me-
What are your
let me hear-
recommendations?
Let me hear what you got to say.
No,
first,
this is
yeah.
my question. This isn't a recommendation. I've been wanting a tattoo for 10 years, and I'm too big of a pussy to get one.
Why?
I've got one.
You've met Abe,
Borat's
right?
Yeah, I'm
killed
afraid to
some
touch
goat
fish, and
egg.
I've got one.
I'm not kidding.
And you went to Borat's home country and killed a goat or something.
Yeah.
Like,
I literally,
come on, man.
my wife gets mad because I want one when I'm sober too, but it never comes out until I drink. And my wife has, like, she's like, listen, I don't give a fuck what you get. Just go get a tattoo. At this point, she is just over it. She's like, go get one. I don't care what it is. But I don't know what to get.
So
Oh,
this is
I
this
mean,
is what I found, and I'm on the fence about.
I am. That's my
He
strong
called the
yes
shit
right
poop.
now. He called it shit poop. A poop bag. A flaming poop
So,
bag is what this is.
Yeah,
Oh, that would look good on the
Color
Trapper
in the fire
Keeper.
some?
that's
Would
kind
you
of where
get
I'm at
colored,
with it.
or would you get it just black and white?
I want my flames on.
Oh
fire.
yeah, I would do some red and orange and yellow in here. I would pack some shit in there, and then
Nice.
this I might do a little bit of brown around here, and then just poop.
Yeah.
Poop.
Yeah. And put a red line through the poop like old school.
A red line through it. Are you
Yeah,
bleeding?
what is that?
Yeah, like old school, like Sailor Jerry stuff. On most of the lettering, they'd run a red line through it, like OG. Look it up.
Okay.
I'm liking this.
But I'm not against this.
All right.
No,
Well,
it's strong.
you think your
contender.
boys gonna at the least gonna get a fucking flaming bag of shit?
I mean, they are, they aren't. That's their
Where do
decision.
y'all get
This
tattoos?
is what's on the table.
That's what I don't know. Where do I go get a tattoo?
These we're gonna do ourselves in a trailer.
Yeah. And
I'm not kidding.
We're not kidding.
There's nothing.
I'm not-
Nothing I just said is
Okay,
a lie.
I'm not kidding. I think I would be more willing to get a tattoo from one of y'all in a trailer than like go get a tattoo. I almost got one at Sheep Show this year. The only reason I
This
didn't
one,
because
this
so
is
at
Austin's
Sheep Show-
tattoo.
At Sheep Show, they give $100 tattoos, but I just couldn't decide where to get it.
Get it on your
Put it
back.
on your neck.
Yeah,
No.
Your neck like
your
a
face.
No, here's
You
my
get a
problem.
fortune
I'm
cookie.
fat, guys. I have titties, okay? I can't get it anywhere but an arm. But I really want a forearm tattoo. But do we just go straight
Get an eyeball.
forearm with it?
No,
Get a fleur de lis.
Didn't you go straight
France,
forearm,
for the
Abe?
Saints.
Let's
Yeah,
do
my first
unicorns.
Let's
Fuck
see.
the bag
What
of
do you
shit.
get,
Let's
Abe?
do unicorns.
I got that guy. That was the first one I got that I was told not to get, and I got anyways. And then I got, I've got another one on my forearm here, and
What's
then I
that?
got Drew LR. Got this big brook trout on my forearm, and then I
You don't
have
want a brook trout?
LR means Little Rock. You know that, right?
Yeah.
You don't have to say that.
No, that's his last name. It's Drew.
it's Drew LR.
It's Drew Lur.
Drew Lur. I got that because I'm a fan of Red Hot Chili Peppers, and then I got this in Mexico.
Just got. He's a.
You're showing stuff right now,
Trapper
but your
keeper.
camera is off, at least on my end.
I can see
I
it.
see it.
Oh,
Yeah. So,
odd.
and then I have several on my legs that are.
Well, yeah. Drop them drawers and show us your garter belt of shitty tattoos.
Let's see here.
Yes.
This has been my playground.
Jared's done all of these.
Oh, dude, that duck is awesome.
It's the never gonna be topped. It's the best.
Yeah, that's the best tattoo I've ever done.
The possum pretty good.
That's my favorite tattoo. Then you have your Dino Nug.
Yeah.
That's right. I forgot it's right on top of the pig.
Oh,
Like a big
okay,
old
so-
piece.
It is right next to it.
100%. I'll be
God.
honest. I was gonna get one of the sheep skulls right there on my leg at Sheep Show, and my wife told me she would rather me get it on my arm than right there, and so I didn't.
And so I did.
Let me say this. I can tell you this wholeheartedly. Don't listen to your wife when it comes to tattoos. Call Austin and Jared and have them do what, to have them tell you where it needs to go and what you need to get. I love my wife to death, but, I've already told her, like, I'm not taking your advice on tattoos ever.
do house calls.
Ever again.
I do house
Yeah.
calls. I got everything in here.
So
Like,
is this
legit-
your job, your tattoos, or is this like Amazon?
JT, have you-
for fun?
So Jared was an apprentice at a tattoo shop. Worked in them forever.
That's very
No, that
loose.
is not true.
I think I
was a
talked about
piercer
it
and they
before.
were-
I talked
He
about
was a
apprentices.
piercer, and he was bored, and a tattooer showed him how to tattoo a little bit. I feel like that's better.
Okay, that's
so
probably a much
Austin
better.
wasn't there. I've
you-
watched tattooing for
I don't
13
know. I don't-
years.
Hey, did you specialize in Prince Alberts?
I don't want to say I specialized in them, but they did
But
pay
you
the
sure
bills
love doing 'em.
sometimes.
JT, have you never heard the story of us getting tattoos at Jared's bachelor party?
No. Go back. You said the duck was cool, so
Start at
you
the beginning.
you didn't
I'm
hear
gonna
the.
go get a
You must not have heard the story about us tattooing on a porch at the fucking deer lease. I was on it was like a sun chair that had been out there, and that's what the guys all sat on. And I don't know how we came up with the idea, but I tattooed everybody.
What'd you
with
tattoo
that
on
duck.
it? The duck?
Is that duck? Yeah.
Yeah.
The only one who
Does
didn't get a
Austin have
duck
the
was
duck?
Jordan. He sure does.
Do you have the
Yeah,
duck?
we all have the duck. I sure do.
Where's your duck?
I let Austin do mine's kind of the same place that Abe's is on the top, like right at the top of my knee.
What?
Austin's is on his leg
Austin, where's
somewhere.
your duck?
On my leg. But my legs are.
I fucking need
other
degenerate
garbage you
friends
can't
like
read.
you guys. I would have a tattoo by now.
See,
Dude, that's
right there.
legit.
Are those jean shorts? Oh, they're just regular jeans. I got excited.
Anything's a
That,
jean- and then this is my newest one from Jared. It's my favorite. It's a ski mask.
it's a portrait of Forrest Gump. I think I did really well.
I agree.
No, like
It was wonderful.
this is no joke. Like I've been wanting
God.
a tattoo for 10 years, and I'm just such a pussy. I'm such a pussy.
I mean, tattoos are stupid, and definitely you aren't cool if you get them. So, no, I'm lying. It makes you way cooler, so you should get tattoos.
I've always
Oh,
been a
my
fan.
God.
Here's my problem. I've always been a fan of the just like random tattoos, like where you just have kind of like y'all's, but not quite
I
as.
can talk to Abe over here.
I'm the king of
He
random.
just throws him in a bunch on his leg.
We've
Kind of,
compared
and then
his
The rest, Abe is a 9th grade trapper. keeper.
exactly, yeah.
Red Hot Chili
I
Peppers.
kind of
the
like
same.
that style though, but like I really want a tattoo, but I'm such a pussy. It's like I don't know where to go. I don't know who to get it from. I don't know what I want. My problem is I feel like everything I like is too redneck to actually get tattooed on my body.
Why?
I have a Dale Gribble tattoo.
I don't even know who that is.
Try me.
You don't know who Dale Gribble is? Have
This
you never
is-
seen
We're
King of
done,
the Hill?
boys. We are done here.
JT.
Never seen
This
that.
is-
JT.
man.
This is Abe's leg right here. It was just a bunch of just shit on a fucking binder.
Well,
It is.
tattoo. Okay, Austin, your tattoo you can tattoo me on is a minion.
I mean, anything you want. I got you.
Dude, that would be kind of cool.
God.
I tattooed that bat symbol on Abe that you saw. I did that one.
Yeah, that was 3:00 in the morning.
Here, this
A
is
bottle
the
and a
only
half of
other.
whiskey
This
in.
is legitimately the only other idea I had. But instead Diet Cola, just put beer.
We've already got a beer can with the crab.
Yeah.
Is it? No, it's a. As my brother says, it's. He's holding up a diploma because he's graduated.
Yeah, it does kind of look like that.
I mean, that crab is terrible. I mean, but
It is
for like a on the fly drawing, I'm pretty impressed with it. Oh,
You know what I wish I would have
I'm
done?
looking.
So me and Rackley and Todd hunted New Zealand for 6-7 days, whatever we were over there. They have those like tribal tattoos, and they have like the tattoo shops that still do those like legit tribal like Southeast Pacific tattoos. I wish we'd have went and got one. That'd been awesome. Part of me wishes I would have got a cool tattoo in every country.
That's
that
the
I-
shit that'll hurt.
Was it stick and poke? Like real deal?
Yeah. But they do those
that's
cool
cool.
designs though. I could be like the Rock over here, just all fat, but with a cool travel tattoo.
Just completely not like him, but close.
We're going to
That's
do a
another
fishing
one I
lure.
found. That's another one I found.
I like it.
This is for you, Abe.
The dolphin.
I'll put it right next to your dinosaur.
Yes,
like no
100%.
shit. That's
do
gotta
the
go
dolphin.
next to your dinosaur.
Because that'll be just an easy one
Please,
to knock out.
y'all have to take tattoo guns.
I'm gonna do this right
Please
right
go-
below your belly button on your pud.
Just take the tattoo guns
What are
and
you
give
saying,
Jeff a
JT? Where
tattoo.
do we have to take him?
Idaho. Give Jeff
No,
a tattoo.
Jared's not coming.
And I'll do it, but
Idaho.
Yeah,
it's a roll of dice.
What's there?
That's the bear hunt with Jeff.
he's just being ridiculous.
Man, these boys can go bear hunting in Dallas anytime they want to. They know which part of town to go to.
I think that's a different kind of bear hunting.
That's what you're doing up there.
No,
Three
it's
dudes
not.
going on a trip with each other.
Hey, that's some
Shit.
boobs. Get some boobs on you.
You mean? Let's see. I'm just found. Here we go. This little Pink Panther. He looks a little high. Awesome. Oh,
What?
what?
Pink Panther smoking.
Oh, there's Abe, just a little baby, and he's not got a peen. He's doing the tuck dance. Yeah, he's
tucked.
doing the tuck dance.
It's tucked.
Here we go. That's a bird.
Goose. Yeah. I think it's a goose.
Get that. I wanted that belt.
Just a random.
Okay, that's weird, but all right.
Let's just do a fucking household items. Can you do a tattoo of a pencil on me?
Yeah,
A whisk.
a whisk.
Whisk.
Austin is just drinking milk.
Yeah, that's what he does, man. It's got some protein in there. It's good.
Milk is really good though. I'm just already fat, so I don't need to drink more.
I cannot drink milk.
I legitimately have 1 cup of milk every morning.
I've just got to figure out how to get a tattoo. Because I want one real bad.
You just go do it, man.
I don't.
First, you need to figure out kind of what you want.
I mean, I don't know. I want.
Don't put too much thought into it.
That's a big.
I kind of want an arrow right here, but that's just kind of gay. I don't really want that.
It is absolutely.
Yeah, I'm gonna second that one. That's
100.
Yeah, I kind of like Dan Staten Elk-Shape's arrow. His is kind of cool. Have you seen his? He had like some weird tattoo right here. And he got it covered up by making this the broadhead, and his arrow goes from here all the way to here. But I'm definitely not copying Dan. So now I'm just fucking stuck back at square one. No fucking clue. No idea.
You could get a Browning.
You should get a burrito tattoo, or like an empanada, because those are really good too. How about you should get a bowl of queso?
A bowl of queso. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep suggesting foods that sound delicious.
Just for that, like first little starter, that first little push over the edge of just getting dumb shit like y'all. Like,
that's why you just kind of go. I'm just gonna go pick one. Just go into a tattoo shop, go in and pick one, and just be like, I'll just take that.
That's why I thought about just getting a sheep skull, because I was like, well, if I get a sheep skull, then I have to kill a sheep.
It's your first problem. You keep thinking about it, man. Just don't think about it. Just do it. Go in there, and they have some of them have the machines. It's like a candy machine where you put the quarter in, and the ball comes out, and there's a drawing in there. Just fucking get that, man.
That's the way to do it.
They do have that. Tattoo shops do have that. Some.
Mm-hmm. Like Elm Street Tattoo has that. Go do that.
I don't know if I could ever do that.
Why?
I don't think I could do it. I mean, it'd be kind of fun, but not for your first tattoo.
Here's the deal: you should just go with a group of like with us. We'll all get together and go drink and go do it,
and we'll go do that. I'll get a random.
Yeah, we'll go
tattoo.
do it. Yeah, we'll just 100%. I go to Mexico every year. We go to Mexico. We go to the same tattoo studio. My wife puts tremendous amount of thought into it. I just go up to the thing and I'm like, I'll take that.
Oh, one day he called me to tell me how proud he was because how many tattoos he got for how much money.
And a piercing.
Bro, that ain't the goal here. Like, that ain't the goal.
What piercing did you get?
Oh, my wife got her ear pierced. Her like cartilage thing up here. What is that called, Jared? Cartilage?
An industrial.
Her ear.
Industrial. Her ear.
Tracy? What are you confused about? It's your wife. Her name is Tracy.
Trace.
What's her name again?
No. What is it called when you get that part of your ear pierced is what I was asking you, not my wife's name.
Okay, so it's an industrial, but I am going to, JT made a comment earlier, and now that I just kind of saw you looked directly at the camera, you're looking real fuzzy. You're looking real Fozzie Bear right now. Like your face is puffy with a shitty beard, and your hair's poofy. Like, brother, you need a shave and a haircut.
My beard is the thickest it's ever been.
It's like you think about like Anchorman, like when they fast forward and he's like drinking milk on the street. Like that's what you fucking look like right now. Like you should be drinking the milk.
Duck season took it out of me, man. All I can say is I'm still recovering.
That's terrible.
I do need to get my sort my life out, but I'm kind of enjoying my thick ass beard.
Tattoo being a forearm tattoo.
As long as it's not something dumb.
As long, yeah, I mean, you got to think about it, and I'll say it.
That's major.
Like I had a forearm tattoo. Oh, there's my camera. It's a cobra now, but there used to be like a half naked pinup girl there. Because I got it when I just didn't think about it. Like you got to you see that shit all the time. Like it's on your forearm, so just make sure it's something fucking cool. Like get a fucking big ass bear on your arm, dude. And then you get a little banner underneath and it says "rar," be cool, like a winky, like the bear's winking
meow.
at you. Meow,
meow.
Like that's way cooler than "rar."
I don't know. You fucking get a couple of fucking like some steaks and some fucking mashed potatoes or something, dude, and just eat that shit.
So I've had a couple of ideas in the past. They haven't turned out. I actually had people. So here's one of my ideas. So look, I had an idea. I wanted to get an ibex, but the eye was a diamond. So I drew that. So it's just like a black ibex like thing with a diamond eye.
Silhouette.
Here's what
Looks
this
like.
motherfucker drew for me. All right, let's show you what they drew for me.
Oh, I'm excited now.
Hold on, gotta find it. We're getting there though. It is possibly
Who drew this?
someone on Fiverr that I paid $5. It's the gayest.
I was gonna say.
Well, there it is.
Yes, I was
I
like,
mean, come on, man.
There's just something wrong about it. I think it's the eye. I mean, it's kind of cool.
That it came off Fiverr, bro. That's the Alibaba of drawing.
Drawing. That's where holy shit. That's where we're getting your tattoos from.
It's kind of cool.
That's where we're getting your fucking tattoos from.
Fiverr?
Yes.
I mean, it's like,
I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. The diamond eye, it kind of looks. That makes it look like it's supposed to be like fucking Beelzebub or some shit. Like
devil horse, or devil goat,
Yeah.
whatever it is.
Y'all
fucking put a pentagram behind that thing. And
So I'll show you a real funny one. I wanted to get one for my mom and my nana. And my mom, weird deal, after my mom died, our whole family had like these weird encounters with a red bird. Like a cardinal. Like super fucking weird encounters.
Okay,
I had
go.
one in my truck. Like my sister had one lay a nest on her back porch. Like all these weird things. And then my nana died the next
to
year.
visit.
And she was like really into like the Watermelon Association and stuff like that. And so I was like, I'll get a watermelon redbird tattoo. And this one turned out, y'all actually probably will like this because it's like traditional style and it's actually kind of cool, but I could never get that tattoo.
Why not?
I don't know. I just don't like the colored tattoos. Like I love the picture, but
It's not horrible, but it could be better.
I'm not afraid
I
of
like
color,
the bird.
but it is super bright.
yeah.
I like the bird. Maybe just do the watermelon.
Dude,
black
here
and
you
white.
go. Get you a fucking ibex, bro.
Dude, right there on the leg like that. Hell yeah.
Fucking gigantic. Or you can go traditional style if you want to. It's happy. It looks like it's smirking.
There you go. That's a nice one on his forearm. with
But
like a
I think
cherry
this one,
underneath it.
this is fucking tough, dude. That's tight. You could get that size to fit on your forearm.
I don't think that we're going that strong with the first one.
You would do that. That's cute.
Go big or go
Oh, look,
home.
it's
I
cut
want
in
to be
half.
like Rachel on
You can do
Friends.
this.
It says
There's
Abe, who
the
has
mountains.
0 large tattoos.
Have y'all seen
Just side note,
the
the
guy
cardinal
with the,
thing-
with the trapper keeper legs is saying, "Go big or go home."
the cardinal thing is some real shit, man. When my grandma died, my mom said that shit, and then started seeing cardinals all over the fucking place.
Yeah,
Like
that's
at the
fucking
house.
weird,
It's
dude.
fucking weird. Yeah.
Dude, I'm like Rachel
But,
from Friends. Have y'all ever seen that episode where Phoebe and Rachel go get a tattoo together, and
Dude.
Phoebe gets her tattoo, and then Rachel just gets a dot? It's like a freckle.
Here it is. This is what I'm talking about. Fucking hail Satan, brother.
That's not
Hell, Satan.
Wow.
This is escalating. What do you think? What do you think?
Here we
Mrs.
go.
Larkin says if you come back to
That's a
that.
diamond eye right there. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just white. You know, we can get that
Oh,
horseshoe
Emily's
out of
like,
there.
Hey, I don't give a fuck what you get. Like, just get a tattoo so you can shut up. Like, that's where she's at on it.
I think this would be fun. I say we make a day out of it.
There you go,
Go have
dude.
some cocktails.
Fucking full
Yeah.
torso,
Dude.
especially around the belly button. That's where you put the mouth.
Let me tell you
Solid,
right now,
bro.
JT, if you get that tattoo right there, I will get the duck tattoo on my chest.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna trade you.
Start over. I didn't hear this.
If he gets that tattoo right there on his chest, I'll do the duck tattoo on my
He's
chest.
already got
Right here.
tattoos on his chest. All of us
That's
do.
not
but
an ibex.
I'm talking about JT.
Ooh, there's some horns right there. Right next to your mouth. So what do those look like? So, hey, hold on. Let me see. I don't know how to send y'all something. Hold on. Let me see if I can tell you how to go. Hey, so go to Instagram and go to Wild Sheep Foundation. And go to their page. And if you go down about keep going.
Dude, these guys are like doing like the sup nods. You know what I'm saying? They're like, "Sup, bro."
No, there's a picture somewhere on their
sheep,
page
dog.
of the tattoos. It may be last year though, of that you can get for $100, and I almost got one. Trying to find it. So I
Man,
can
that's
give
what
you.
I need to do is post up at the fucking sheep show giving out tattoos for $20, bro. Like, fucking undercutting the competition, making some fucking money.
Making that Skrilla.
Abe, what's the longest you've sat for?
The tattoo with Drew.
Which was an hour and a half.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, like this
Yeah.
tattoo or the this
I know which one
tattoo.
it was.
They
It's got to be the
fucking
fish
for
tattoo
what?
or the forearm tattoo.
Jesus.
Y'all still haven't told me
I
how to
hope I
get.
didn't pass this fucking thing.
What do you mean,
just walk
how to
in
get a
and say,
tattoo?
"I
I
want
don't
a
know how to
tattoo."
pick
I
an
mean,
artist.
It's not
Hello, sir.
complicated. Oh.
Go see Will at Randy Adams. Tell him we sent you. He may kick you out. He may tattoo you. You'll find out when you get there.
Yeah.
Hold on, I will find it on my phone because I have it saved. Here it is. Look, here's your options at the old Wild Sheep Foundation.
Send it in a message to Stormwater Creek.
How do you do that?
Oh, he's got it as a picture.
Yeah, it's different. It's on my phone. It's on there somewhere. It's just probably last year. I don't know how many years back you are there scrolling, but I know it's on there. That's where I stole it.
I don't know either. Where's this from? That's from 2021.
So you're
That's 2
getting it.
years ago.
Yeah, you might have passed it, but no, yeah, I really want one, but I'm just I can't just like show up and get one. Like I'm gonna have to like book an appointment and figure out what I want. I'm such a little bitch. I'm sorry. Sorry, guys. Sorry. To
Don't think about it that much. Just pick something and just go in there and get it done.
I don't know. How do I pick?
Once you get the first one, it's fine.
Yeah, that's what I said. I should just go get my kids' initials, and then after that's done, then we can just get like the shit bag on fire, like get a meaningful one.
Fucking
yes.
I think you mean poop bag.
Poop. I can do the word shit. I can take poop out and put the word shit.
I would rather have poop bag.
Yes.
I 100% want a poop bag tattoo.
I'll do PEWP. Puke. I'll do the puke bag. I'll do puke.
Gross.
I can
There's
just
nothing funny
do.
about vomit.
I can take.
I don't
I
think
can
it's,
take the poop off and just do SWC.
dude. It would probably be easier to just Google Wild Sheep Foundation banquet tattoos, and it might pull up.
Tattoos.
I'm
Should
just.
just wrap
I'm,
this podcast up since we've been rambling for about 45 minutes.
dude,
No
welcome
doubt.
to Stormwater Creek, where the points are made up and the rules don't matter, or something like that.
Exactly.
I mean, you're not wrong, but
Well, we want to thank everybody for listening. JT, it's a lot of fun to talk to you and hang out.
Hey, thanks. Thanks for having me. Why does it always turn into such a shit show when I'm on here? Am I the cause of
all the
that?
time.
Because we like you.
It's because you're on the podcast. You're part
Yeah.
of Stormwater Creek.
But is it my fault that I cause drama?
No, I think it's not your fault. I think you just you're just a natural fit with us. You know, we have no desire to like put on airs when we're
You're
around
not
you.
trying to
So you
impress
just getting
me.
the stripped
What
down.
you're saying. You're like, I'm one of y'all.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like when Ramsey Russell is on, we're not like this. You know, we're kind of like, oh,
Who's Ramsey
he's
Russell?
hunted ducks on like every continent in the world.
How many continents are there, Abe?
7.
You can
The
only
fact that you said and you gave it like 2 seconds is kind of alarming.
6.
No, there's 7. You can only hunt 6 though. For like big game. Big game you can hunt 6. There's technically 7.
So
North America, South America,
Africa.
Europe, Asia, Africa, the South Pacific, Antarctica. There's one more. What am I forgetting? Yeah, that's 7.
Australia.
Look, I just counted. No, that's 7. South
You
Pacific.
said South Pacific.
South Pacific. It's 7.
Was that one of those new continents, the South Pacific?
No, I mean,
Not
it's
been
I
there.
heard they were making a
Australia,
new one.
New Zealand, South Pacific.
These sea levels are all fucked up right now. Revealed a new continent.
That goddamn global warming and this plate tectonic bullshit.
Australia and New Zealand count together, from what I've seen on maps.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
You trying to put me on
Australian,
blast for-
mate.
I need to hunt Europe and South America. And I've hunted the 6 huntable ones with a bow. Well, for big game, I guess. Not with a bow, because I hunted.
Why can't you? Where can you not hunt with a bow? Can you not hunt China with a bow?
Antarctica. Fuck, you hunt in Antarctica.
Oh my god!
All right, I'm
think you were
actually getting
serious,
off
weren't
now
you?
on that one. Holy shit, I'm done.
Were you
I
serious?
can't fucking do it. He
was
was. Look at
serious,
his
wasn't he?
fucking face.
He-
Oh my god.
you just
That was a
named the
continent?
continents, Abe. and
Thank you
none of
guys
those were
for
China.
tuning into this shit show podcast.
Yeah.
We really appreciate it. Make sure to check out YouTube because we never post shit there. Sometimes Instagram is a shit show too, but like some shit. JT, thank you, sir. Abe, fucking get a goddamn geography book, you dumbass. Please, I'm gonna quiz you in fucking 24 hours, and you should have the right answers. Please, God.
It's just funny because you charging me up about asking you a question, and then you just said China
I
was
meant
a country.
Asia,
So-
obviously.
Okay, we're done here. Stop the recording.
I meant Asia. Oh my God. Bye.
Stormwater Creek is the best. Grinch, the captain. Abe, the helper. Jordan, the problem solver. I hope you like Stormwater Creek. Stormwater Creek.